Hi, my name is Luca. I'm a singer-songwriter from Burnaby, BC. The inspiration behind Half Saved was I had wanted for a long time to write a song about my experience growing up in the Catholic Church, and had never really broached the topic before. And so I started with that song. It's essentially a song about not having anything to believe in, that being at that time God and heaven and hell and all kinds of things. And so that song was sort of the first step in that direction, writing about wanting to believe in something and not feeling like the thing that I used to believe in had accepted me for who I was. So yeah, opening that door led to a kind of a whole record about everything to do with my faith, but that was the first step. I think I was less afraid of writing about it afterwards. I remember releasing that song and getting, I was still figuring out my spirituality, and I still am. I think we all are. But I was worried that I would offend people because people take their faith so personally, and it's such a big part of most people's core who, if they subscribe to a faith, and I was afraid that I would offend people with it. And so after releasing that and recognizing how many people had the same questions that I had about purpose and meaning and an afterlife, if there was one, and I was sort of validated that we all have so many of the same questions, and that I was therefore free to write about it a little more and explore my past as a young person, and even now that I'm perpetually figuring this out. So for Half Saved, I remember I had just bought a Wurlitzer 200B, which is the battery-powered version, which is very rare. Not better, or no. And I had been waiting to use it on something. And I'm not a great audio engineer, but I remember I had it set up in my little home studio, and it felt right for that song. I've always thought of the Whirly as kind of a humble, soft in texture, and also kind of a little bit unpredictable. And for some reason it felt really great. And then I had my friend Bryce Clark play drums on it, and the drums were kind of groovy, which was something I had never really explored. So a lot of firsts in that song. First time writing about my faith, first time using Wurlitzer, first time having my friend Bryce play. And I still love the way that one came together. I have trouble with a lot of my, looking back on my catalog, as we all do, but I still feel like that song feels like that moment for me, kind of cycling and a bit unsure, but also comforting. And I think I have this in common with my colleagues, that when things grow and when things, your team starts to grow and your audience grows, that at least I've been thinking more and more about the listener, which I never really did when I was starting to write songs. It was just me and my guitar. And so I'm trying to not worry so much about anything except what is it that feels true to write about, and really just focusing on that, because I feel like I've maybe been thinking too much while I'm trying to write, and it makes things stay at a bit of a standstill. Thinking about the production, thinking about the release before the song's even written, thinking about the everything else, and so just trying to do one step at a time, which as things get busy, I kind of lose sight of. It's all I could ever hope for, just to have the opportunity and the time and the space to grow and change and learn and evolve and expand, and it's a gift for sure.